Hey, if you can't seem to save any money, this video is for you. I'm gonna give you 5 quick tips on how to get started saving money. Hey everyone, I am Mr. Maciek. Thanks so much for watching. Welcome to the channel. It's all about making money, investing in real estate, and building your net worth. If that sounds like something you are interested in, then please subscribe below. I'd really appreciate it. Also, while you're at it, might as well click the like button. Now, before I get into it, I'm just gonna let you know about a couple things that are overlying this whole idea of saving money. First question is, why do you want to save money? For me, I think money is meant to be saved in order to invest it so that your money invested can eventually replace you trading your time for money. Let your money make you money. That's how I see it. And it all starts with this big umbrella over us, over all of these rules, and that's about budgeting. That's the umbrella. So if you are not currently budgeting using an app, maybe pen and paper, maybe the envelope system, then I highly recommend you get started there because that's actually like step 0, okay? Budgeting is super important because if you don't manage where you're spending your money, you'll never be able to make really good lasting change on how you spend your money. A budget is a really simple tool that just outlines how much you make and then how much you spend, and this whole how much you spend is outlined to all the different categories that you spend it on, and how much you make is all the different sources of income that you have. So get used to start budgeting and tracking where you actually spend your money. It's going to be very eye-opening, and it's going to motivate you to make the change you need to make in order to start saving money so that you can invest money. At the end of the day, it all comes down to a very simple thought. You have to live off of less than you make. That's it. It's simple. So without further ado, let's get into the 5 tips on how to save money. Number 1 is automate it. What do I mean by that? Very easy. All you have to do is if you deposit your money into a certain bank account, set an automatic transfer from that bank account into a different bank account, preferably one that is very hard to access. For example, maybe a small credit union 2 towns over, 2 cities over. So you actually have to drive over there to withdraw that money in case you really need it. And make sure not to ask for any debit cards or any withdrawal cards or any credit cards or anything else. Automation is key because it skips the process of self-discipline, which is hard work, quite frankly, for a lot of us. So if you just want to make it easy on yourself, automate. Even if you start with only $5 a week, just start somewhere. Send it off to a separate account. All right, tip number 2, force yourself to live off of 90%. Now that's just a start. I'm assuming here that you just can't seem to save any money, which means that you are living off of 100%. What you're making, what you're spending is equal. So that is a problem. And what you should do as one of the first steps after you automate, your $5, is to commit to living off of just 90% of what you are currently living off of. And you're probably gonna start telling me all these excuses, or more likely telling yourself these excuses. In fact, write down in the comments below what is your excuse, and I'll see if I can help you in some way. I'm gonna tell you that you can live off of 90% very easily. And the goal actually is going to be reduce that further. But let's just start with 90. And if you absolutely cannot do 90, can you do 95? Just take a step in the right direction and commit in your brain, in your heart, to really just live off of less than what you're living off of right now. And that difference, that 5%, that 10%,
automate it, send it over to the other account.
Okay, tip number 3 is about cutting some expenses in the realm of subscription. Now, we are all guilty of having subscriptions. I mean, if you have a cell phone, you have a subscription. If you have a leased phone, you have 2 subscriptions. So you want to look at all the different subscriptions that you have. So for example, I have Netflix, I have Amazon Prime, I have a lot of different ones, and I'm sure you do too. So if you just want to start somewhere, go look and list every single one of your subscriptions that you currently have and just eliminate one. The one that is least important, just align them. Order of importance, pick the lowest one, cut it out, and now go back to point number 1. That amount, let's just say it's $24.99, set up an automatic transfer into that account for $24.99, that separate account at your credit union or wherever, for that amount. So now you are living off of just a little bit less, and you've cut out at least one subscription which you really didn't need and you can live without. Number 4, and this is a big one, people. This is seriously gonna make a damage in your spending. It's going to seriously save you money. And this is why you're watching this video. So, eating out. It's about food, it's about diet. If you're in a position where you're having a very hard time saving, then you have no business going out to eat. In fact, if you spend more than $150 a month on eating out and you can't save at least 150 bucks, you're really doing something wrong. Now, I love eating out. I do spend quite a bit of money eating out, but I stop myself all the time too. And whenever I do, I'm thankful that I did, because I have a little bit more money in my account that I can go and invest into something else. And it's not just about eating out. It's also about what you're buying in terms of groceries. So just look at what you're buying, and if you're buying organic, expensive stuff and you don't have no money left at the end of the month to put away into an investment account, well, then you're doing something wrong. Whether it's buying organic food or very expensive meats or exotic imported fruits, doesn't matter. You're spending your money on the wrong things. Unless, of course, you want to work for the rest of your life, trading your time for money until you die.
No thanks.
So as part of your budgeting that I mentioned before, you're going to start seeing how much you actually spend on all the different line items, and one of those is your food intake, and that will include one separate line item for restaurants and eating out, and another line item for groceries, and then probably another one for the little stuff like buying a Red Bull when you're filling up at the gas station or something. And you need to track all of this stuff, because you can make a small change here, small change here, small change here. Next thing you know, you're investing $100 a month, but you do need to budget. All right, point number 5, and this one is a little difficult, and actually you probably won't be able to implement it today, right away, but you will relatively soon, within maybe a year or 2, and that is housing. And I mention housing because housing is our biggest expense for most Americans that we have on a monthly basis. And whenever we apply for a home loan, they try to get us approved, and they usually start with getting us a loan approval for up to 50% of our income. That means that if you make $3,000 a month, they're gonna give you a loan that is a payment of $1,500 a month, which is absolutely crazy. And also, if you're an FHA buyer, they'll go all the way up to 60%, or I think 59.99 or something like that. But really, you should go down and limit that number to 25%. And in that 25%, I am not including utilities. So your electric, your water, your gas, whatever other utilities you have at your residence, for the residence itself. So just whatever your payment is. If you're renting for $1,000 a month, you should be making $4,000 a month. If you have a mortgage payment of $1,500 a month, you should be bringing in $6,000 a month. And that's really the bottom line of it. Keep it at a very low 25%. And if you're currently renting and you're more than that 25%, then don't renew there or renegotiate. I mean, you can try to do that too. But find something more humble, because you're not saving any money because you lack being humble and living in a smaller place, maybe in a little different neighborhood, or maybe less amenities. It doesn't really matter. If you actually care about saving money that you can then use to invest money to make you more money, then make a little sacrifice somewhere. And apparently you have not made enough sacrifices to allow you the luxury that investing will eventually give you. Cut the luxuries today, enjoy the luxuries tomorrow, or 10 years from now, maybe 20. In fact, for some people it's 30. Depends how much you put away, I guess. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and right now you should really watch this video right here, because if you are into saving money, you probably might need to improve your credit score a little, and these are just 2 tips that you can do to change your credit score very, very quickly. So please watch this video. Thank you so much for watching. So please subscribe and like this video.